Okay, this is now tarot lesson number 33. And I think today is going to be about the suit of coins. And this is because if you remember the last time, or maybe the time before, the Three of Coins popped up a couple of times. And then I got the Eight of Coins, which is this one. And I spoke a little bit about it. And then somebody left a comment about, I can't remember what the comment was, but anyway, that got me wondering, can I say something more about the Eight of Coins? And so I'm thinking about the Eight of Coins, and then I remembered the three that came up, and I've got it side by side now. What have they got in common? There's a bench. I don't know if I ever noticed this before, but he's sitting on a bench and he's standing on a bench. And so the Eight of Pentacles in traditional decks is known as the card of the apprentice, somebody who's learning still, whereas the Three of Pentacles is the card of the master, or mastership, or mastery, or something like that. So here we've got the expert, and here we've got the person who's learning maybe to become an expert, but they've got something, there's a difference between the three and the eight. But then I thought of the bench, because in the Three of Pentacles, we've got the person standing on the bench. He's separate from the other people. And he's higher up, which can maybe indicate that he has more of an overview, or more wisdom, or more, he's elevated in some way above the regular people or the other people. Whereas in the Eight of Pentacles, the person's back, he's not standing on the bench, he's sitting on the bench, and he's got his feet on the ground. So maybe the Eight of Pentacles, in its own way, is more grounded, or more practical, or more realistic than the Three of Pentacles. Not that I want to say that I think that the expert is realistic because he knows what he's about. But maybe there's something for you to think about, the difference between standing on a bench and elevating yourself, or sitting on a bench with your feet on the ground. I hadn't thought I was going to talk about this, but years ago I read in something by Carl Jung. Not that I'm a big fan of Jung and Jungian psychology, but anyway, Jung mentioned about how the pelvic measurements of North American women, Indian women, were different from European women. And so Jung's idea was that there's energy coming up from the earth itself that shapes people's physical bodies in a way that we don't really understand. And it's just the idea. So you have to, well, you don't have to wonder, I have to wonder, what's going on with this fellow? He's got his feet in the ground, whereas this one doesn't have his feet in the ground. So is this one more connected with earth energy, whatever that might mean? Whereas this person is maybe more intellectual because he's not actually standing on the ground. So again, we're not trying to come up with a definitive answer. We just want to think about the cards and see what we can come up with, or see what ideas come to us. I happened to look up a word earlier today, remember, the word remember. And in like 400, 500 years ago, people would say something like, it remembered me. When they, instead, nowadays we say, I remembered the name of the book. In like 400, 500 years ago, they would say, it, the book title, remembered me, which makes you wonder about what's, not that I want to get weird or anything like that, but we tend to think we know what's going on, but maybe there's something else going on as well. Anyway, so we've got difference here between the fellow sitting and the fellow standing. So I wrote down 3 words. I wrote down focus. What's the focus in this one? Maybe the person, the two people are focusing on maybe coming up with a plan, or what's the next step going to be? Whereas this fellow knows the next step. He doesn't have to wonder about it because we can see he's busy doing what he's doing. He doesn't need to think about it particularly. He needs to focus on maybe doing a good job, but he doesn't need to think about the long-term future. Whereas this person here, maybe he's standing waiting for these two to come to a conclusion or come to a decision or to give him more direction or more instruction. So his focus might be on the big picture, whereas this person's focus, or the important thing to focus on with Eight of Pentacles, is short-term benefits maybe, or short-term improvement, or what's immediately in front of you. Whereas with the Three of Pentacles, what's right in front of you doesn't matter as much. So with the Three of Pentacles upside down, you're focusing on what's right in front of you instead of taking the big picture. With the Eight of Pentacles upside down, you're focused on 6 months from now instead of focusing on 6 minutes from now. So focus, and where is the focus for these two cards is one thing. The Three of Pentacles, the fellow's waiting. It looks like the expert is waiting for these two. Whereas this person isn't waiting. He's getting on with the job. So with the Three of Pentacles upside down, you're moving ahead before you've been fully informed or instructed about what to do. With the Eight of Pentacles upside down, then you're not doing anything, and you ought to be, because the person, as you can see, is busily working away at something. So this person is waiting for others. This person is self-motivated. The other thing is, because this I wrote down permanent, because the Three of Pentacles, we're inside a building and we've got these permanent coins as part of the stonework. Whereas with the Eight of Pentacles, it's not. We're looking for right now and short-term benefits rather than something that's going to last forever. So there's a different time frame with these two. Then I thought, okay, so if we get 1, 2, 3, okay, I'll do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Still not going to have enough. 7, 8, 9, 10. Didn't plan that too well. So the third card is the third from the beginning, and the eighth card is the third from the end, right? The Three of Pentacles and the Eight of Pentacles, which made me wonder, did the 3 and the 8 go together? Well, because of where they are in the relative to the end, which would mean that the 4 and the 7 go together, and the 5 and the 6 go together, and the 2 and the 9 go together, and the 1 and the 10 go together. So then I took out this is the kind of thing I think that you discover or play with and see what you do something with, because there's the Ace and there's the 10 of Pentacles. So what happens if we put these two together, the Ace and the 10? Is this the beginning of wealth, and that's the outcome of wealth, right? Because we've got the old fellow and looks like a nice prosperous place. So the Ace and the 10, then we've got the 2 and the 9. What's going on when we combine or think about the 2 and the 9 together? Is this having to juggle? And whereas this person, you can see that we've got one coin on one side and one coin on the other. Here we've got 6 on one side and 3 on the other. He has multiplied. He's got something that's basic, and he's turned it into something big or something bigger. Is one way of looking at it. And here we've got, this person's got his hands on the coins, whereas this person doesn't have his hands on the coins. And that can be the difference between the 2 and the 9. I'll leave the 3 and the 8 and come back to 8. Then we've got the 4 and the 7. So because people often get stuck with the 4 of Pentacles. So what ideas come to you when you think about the 4 and the 7 together? Here we've got somebody holding on to wealth. Here they've got a certain, they've taken something, and now they're thinking about what to take next. I don't know what else to say about that. But then we've got the 5 and the 6. I had it when I thought of this a couple of hours ago. I had all sorts of ideas in my mind when I looked at the 4 and the 7, but now I can't remember them. But then we get the 5 and the 6. So this is poverty, and this is what? Generosity. So here, the two people who are poor are maybe being looked after. So the difference between the 5 and the 6 is that maybe it's two sides of the same coin. So it's not that they're opposite, but it's the same experience, but seen from two different angles, two different points of view. And in the same way, the 4 and the 7, if I can find it, maybe instead of them being opposite, we think about them. What's the coin that these are the two sides of? The 4 and the 7. Different ways of looking at the same kind of situation. And then we've got the 3 and the, I don't know where it's gone now. The 3 and the 8. Okay, so instead of the 3 and the 8 being opposite each other, two sides of the same coin. Okay, I think that's it. So now I have to put these coins back together and mix them and put them in random spots so that they don't get all mixed up. I mean, all jumbled up together. So I don't know why I'm doing this on camera. Anyway, I'll do it later. So okay, so anyway, today's Sunday. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I'll see you again on Wednesday with something else. And that's it. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Okay, bye-bye.